Light. Like before we begin, you better read the chat. They saying you're muted.
Oh.
Were you muted? Are you muted?
Yeah. How did that happen?
Well, Funara Light VIP, everyone, please in the chat.
How did that happen?
I mean, it was probably your subconscious that doesn't want to cast anymore.
What? How did that? And spawning in the top right-hand corner of 2,000 atmospheres LE, we have the Brazilian Zerg player. He is red, representing the CranKy Ducklings. It is Erik, best player in Brazil.
And spawning here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, his opponent, this blue Zerg player, playing for the bad, it is the TheZergLord. Can you do me a favor?
Uh-huh.
Can you zoom in into Erik's hatchery? Mate, is that an eye? Is that an eye that I see on the hatchery?
What? What?
It has an eye. Look, there's an eye on the hatchery.
If you're looking at that's what? What are you on? What are you on about? What eye?
Can you see that the hatchery has an eye? Are you not seeing the skin? Maybe
the skin, the hatchery has like a landmine on it. Well, it's not a landmine though, but that's what it is, right?
No, that's an eye. That's not a landmine. It's an eye, right?
What are you talking? It's surrounded by them. You see them? Right?
It looks like an eye. That is why I lost my mind for a second. Like, wait, since when does hatchery have eyes?
If you squint and if you look at it sideways, maybe, but it looks to me. It looks like God. What are they? It's like the things you attach to someone to check brain waves and stuff like that. You know, like in the hospital or something. Like, they're just stamped on. Meanwhile, Erik, he's like banking up a lot of links, mate.
Yeah, mate. Erik has decided that he wants to go home early again.
Let's go. The ZergLord, he does go for a third base at a really reasonable time. It makes a lot of sense. Unfortunately, the ZergLord, he is skipping his Bailey nest.
Yeah, he's skipping the Bailey nest. I don't think he has scouting Erik's base at all. So he's going to be very surprised very soon by the amount of Zerglings that Erik is going to show.
Yeah, this is terrifying, mate. Again, the Lings are banking up in the natural and the main base. It's go time. Ling speed is done. He's rushing across the map. The ZergLord finally sees, and he has a short time to react. He has to cancel. He has to wall off as best he can.
Now, to be fair, he had quite a few X bank up. So 20 Zerglings are on the way. He might be able to hold if the Zerglings spawn in time.
Oh god, we'll see. The Lings, they do get in. A nice wall there with those queens so far, and there are a lot of Lings here for the ZergLord. But again, here come the reinforcements of Erik. He's trying to dive back in. He's trying to overwhelm whatever the ZergLord has, and maybe he can do so, but again, really nice positioning with the queens.
Nice one by the ZergLord. Only 2 workers lost so far. There's still a bunch of Lings for Erik surviving, and more are coming, mates.
Exactly. All the Lings for the ZergLord have gone. The queens are vulnerable as well. They could be surrounded. More workers are going down in the main base of the ZergLord, and I think the
Spanish pool is being targeted, mates.
Oh my god. It doesn't go down though, but there's not that much here for the ZergLord. Again, it looks like Erik may be able to just overwhelm him.
I think so. Yeah. 12 army supply for the ZergLord, 18 for Erik. 1 queen goes down. And GG, mate. And Erik managed to do it with a very quick, very aggressive Zergling all in.
GG, mate. I'm so surprised. When the ZergLord saw it coming, he didn't throw down a Bailey nest. I was like, which, to be fair, he almost held the first wave, right? Like he lost 3 drones, as you were saying. Like he was doing a really good job defending, but he was also being really greedy. He was trying to pump out roaches. Like that's what was coming out there towards the end. It's like, mate. Oh god.
Yeah, I was a little impressed by the ZergLord. He didn't build anything else other than Zerlings. I was expecting like maybe a couple of queens, maybe a couple of spines, something like that. But yeah, he just tried to do it just pure Zerling, and it didn't work out. Erik just was too all in.
Yeah, it's one of those things where like, was it impressive? Was it just too greedy? Like a little bit of both, right? Like the ZergLord, he was almost able to defend. I'm just rewatching the stream right now. He threw down the Roach Warren in the middle of his defense. It's like, mate, if that was just a Bailey nest, he would have been like, he wouldn't have been fine, but he would have had a higher chance of holding, right? If he was able to get some Banelings out.
I think he would have died anyway. He didn't survive enough to take advantage of that Roach Warren. I don't think he would have took advantage of a Baneling nest anyway. So
yeah.
Too little, too late, unfortunately. But mate, this is only game number 1. There's still at least 2 more games to go.
Exactly. Really quick game 1, as you were saying. And we'll see if the ZergLord, if he kind of gets put on notice a little bit here. What I mean by that is that obviously in this opener from the ZergLord, he was being greedy. He did skip that Baneling nest. Usually you get it to help defend your third base because it's really common to apply pressure at that third. But at the same time, like, Erik did a really good job at hiding that all in, right? Like we saw those lings, they were hiding in the main and in the natural, and the ZergLord, he never went in with some lings to check anything.
Good job by Erik. He managed to hide his build and he executed very well. And now he's up 1 game.
That he is. Just
so getting... Light, our second map is going to be Jagannatha. If you were the ZergLord in this map, what would you do?
I'd go for a queen all in.
A queen all in Jagannatha of all maps.
Oh my god.
Mate, you gonna go for a queen all in the longest map in the map pool.
I need to show you some replays, some VODs of me and Micah on this map. Me and Micah is crazy, mate. You know what, on Jagannatha and Death Aura last season as well, because of the speed zones, he would go for a 12 pool and he wouldn't make lings, he'd make queens. In ZvZ. He's crazy, mate. And it would work as well.
Anyhow, speaking of working, here we go, mate. Map number 2 in this best of 5 series. And spawning here in the top right-hand corner of the map, the player who managed to make it work the previous game. It is the CranKy Duckling Erik. It's an eye, mate. Look at an eye.
God damn. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the Brazilian Zerg player. He is blue, representing Team The Bad. It is the ZergLord.
Now, like, as a Zerg player, what is your opinion with what Erik is doing with a 15 hatch instead of the usual 17 that the ZergLord is doing?
So there's been a lot of people that have pointed this out specifically here from Erik. The 15 hatch, I think it's designed for like the queens to be lined up a little bit better. But in the ZvZ, I don't know how worth it is. It's something that Erik does a lot. I'm sure you've noticed it as well. It's interesting.
But you do not approve.
It's very stylistic. I don't know how I feel. I'm conflicted. I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know.
Look. As long as he keep winning, you're just gonna let it slide.
Yeah. I guess so. Oh god, but here we go. See, like immediately both queens start at the same time, right? Like it's just lined up that way. And with these queens, he does this in ZvT actually, and he actually starts really fast creep spread because of it. But in ZvZ, you can't really take advantage of that. It's kind of just for the larva.
But yeah, wait, interesting.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, coming. Yeah, go ahead.
Nah, just interesting.
And yeah, there we go, mate. Everything is very standard so far. Your player just building a couple of Zerglings in scouting what it is. The ZergLord he started gas a lot earlier than Erik did, so his Zergling speed is already on the way. And meanwhile, Erik is going to skip Zergling speed for a quick rush warren.
Yeah, exactly. The two lings, they slip into the main. No, okay.
Ooh, okay. The rush warren is on the entrance. I thought he was in the main base.
Yeah. He does see the roach warren. He knows how early or how fast Erik is rushing roaches, and in response, he throws down his own.
Yes. What the ZergLord is going to fail to see is the timing of that lair, mate.
Exactly.
That's a pretty quick lair. You know, he keeps Zergling speed. He went for a quick rush water and now lair. You know what this reminds me of, mate?
What does it remind you of?
Nidus, mate. I think this is a Nidus play.
I'm gonna say it could be a Nidus. He's also taking all 4 gases. Is he gonna do something? Is he gonna do something crazy and go Spire?
I mean, maybe, but it would be weird because he's making a lot of roaches, mate. And he made a lot of roaches, and those were really fast roaches. So I don't know, mate. That's like a big investment for something that you're not going to use at all. And yeah, it is a Spire.
Yeah,
he's going for Gym Rising.
So I was gonna talk about how greedy this was, because the opener that Erik did, because he got scouted, the ZergLord has a pretty big army because he was expecting a big roach push, right? You were expecting it as well. It makes sense. Now, because there wasn't an attack, this is scary. You know, the ZergLord, he could go for a counterattack. He's making a massive wave of lings as well. And right now, Erik is so vulnerable. He barely has any army to defend.
Yeah, man, his third base is just starting right now, so he has less production than the ZergLord. And here we go, mate. The ZergLord is moving in. A lot of Zerglings, a lot of roaches, and the Spire is nowhere near done.
My god, where are the spines? There are no spines either. We have lings on the way for Erik. We have 3 roaches, but that's it. That's all he's got. There's no way he holds on to that third.
Yep, that third is going to be cancelled 100%, mate. And here come the roaches. They're going to start pounding into the wall.
Exactly. The wall is a wall, but for how much longer? The roach warren is even under threat.
It's 10 roaches against 3. Only 3 roaches and 3 queens here to defend against basically what the ZergLord has. That's a lot. The Spire is done, so mutants are going to come out, but the question is that mutants going to make a big difference for Erik to win this fight?
That's the big question. The ZergLord is being very conservative. He kills the entire wall first. He hasn't gone in quite yet. Now he's finally trying to break into the natural base. A lot of time was bought here from Erik. The mutants are coming out, and he's going to be able to clean this up.
Yes, I think all the Zerglings go down. There's only roaches left, and with the Mutalists and the queens remaining, it is more than enough for Erik to repel this attack.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't get me wrong. The ZergLord is still ahead economically. 49 workers versus 38 of Erik, and with just only a few spores here and there, I don't think these Mutalists are going to do a lot of damage unless Erik starts to amass them drastically.
And we do have more rushing across the map, actually, a little bit surprisingly. Erik, he's trying to do whatever damage he can. He's finding a couple of overlords here and there. Could even pick off a queen if the ZergLord isn't careful.
Overlord starting to go down. Oh, supply block for the ZergLord. You never want that to happen.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Erik, he dives on top of one of the queens, but it does survive. Meanwhile, the Roach Warren is going to go down.
Ooh, that's like kind of big, especially when your opponent is starting to walk in onto you. Nice transfuse by ZergLord.
Oh yeah, exactly. It took a long time. Finally, one of the queens goes down. Maybe a second queen gets picked up. A third? Oh my god.
3 queens go down. To be fair, Erik has also lost 3 Mutalics, so it's like 1 for 1. Another Mutalics go down. But still, these Mutalics are still very annoying, doing a lot of damage, mate.
And here come the Lings. They're flooding into the natural base, and there's not that much here for the ZergLord. He has a couple of roaches, sure, but again, they are going down to these mutas.
Oh no, mate, the drones.
Wow.
I gotta say, mate, that was a pretty weird like way to win the game.
No, 100%. Like, so what just happened is crazy. So the ZergLord, so typically what happens here, especially after Erik holds on 2 bases, and you were talking about it as well, the Zerg player would normally just make nothing but mutas, right? And just gain map control. And sure, they pick off a couple of overlords here and there, maybe a queen, but they can't do anything because there are spores. And usually you're safe as the ZergLord, and you just drone up, right? Like, that's the normal thing that happens. But for Erik to be as aggressive as he was, to just go across the map with like 5 roaches and like a massive flood of Lings, Erik didn't know, the ZergLord, he had no idea what was coming. He had no vision. He had no overlords on the map. He didn't know what Erik was doing. He was just assuming that, oh, okay, maybe he's going to give me some room to breathe. And he was really caught off guard there.
I'm very impressed. I'm not sure. I'll be honest. I'm not sure if the ZergLord handled those metas very well. Like, it could have been better. Like, move these spores to the space between the main base and the natural and the third base, mate. Have the mutas been no longer be a problem, but they were a problem. They did a lot of damage, and they basically just leave the door open for the rest of the army to just finish the ZergLord off.
Yeah, exactly. Also, to be fair, another big thing that kind of snowballed was that Roach Horn going down. The ZergLord, he wasn't making any Lings to defend either, so he just didn't really have a lot on the ground. That's why the Lings of Erik dealt so much damage, and that's why they were so surprising for the ZergLord. Again, it was Erik hitting a really weird timing that you don't normally expect, and the ZergLord being caught completely off guard. Like, he was not ready at all.
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of the meme of the photo of the old guy just shrugging with the text, "I guess I'll just die." That's basically what happened. I guess I'll just die inside the ZergLord.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, yeah. I do want to say that he just didn't know what was coming his way, right? Like, otherwise he would have tried to defend. It was just. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, there are mutas here. It's fine. I'll lose a queen or 2. It's not a big deal. And then the Lings come in. It's like, oh my god. it's like suddenly panic is like going through the ZergLord's mind, and it like escalated really quickly for him. Yeah.
Yeah, mate. I mean, 2-0 for Erik. I'm guessing that you're pretty happy right now.
Yeah, like both these games have been really quick.
That's good. It means you got more time to go and eat breakfast after this.
It does. Oh god, but very impressive play here so far by Erik. And we'll see how if this all ends here, right? We're getting ready for game number 3, you know, we're getting ready for potentially the final game of this series. Is this going to be a 3-0, mate?
I personally do not want it to be a 3-0. These 2 players are like very good, very entertaining to play versus each other, that only 3 games, it will be like a waste.
Yeah, I 100% agree here. As much as I would love to see one of these guys just blaze his way through the entire tournament, I agree. In my mind, this would have been amazing to go to the A Smash, but we'll see if we get there, because this guy is looking to go to bed early here, representing the CranKy Ducklings and the land of Brazil. He's already up 2-0 in this best of 5. Uno más, one more, and he will be able to move on to the next round. Oh my. It is Erik.
And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of the map, his opponent playing for Team ZvZ. It is TheZergLord.
So we have a pull first from Erik.
So we also got a pull first from TheZergLord. The big difference is TheZergLord went from a gas first.
Yes.
So he's going to go for a I think a quicker settling speed. The question is he going to follow up with something?
Yeah, so this is a really good read from Erik, going for a pull first. Because of this is a very safe opening, and he will have links to defend against the TheZergLord. The TheZergLord being very aggressive, as you were saying, with the gas first. Because of this, I always talk about it, it does mean that you get much faster link speed. If he goes for it, he can go even more all in, and instead of, he could even skip link speed and go straight into roaches.
Let's see, mate. The spawning pool is done, and what's he going to do? 100 guns almost here. 96, 100.
Oh, just waiting for a couple more minerals, and then he should.
There we go, mate. There we go. a very quick settling speed. So the question is, how much pressure do you think the TheZergLord is going to put with this settling speed?
We'll have to wait, as he did not pull out of gas. So there was an option here. I was going to be like, is he going to throw down a Bailey Nest behind this? No, he throws down an Evo Chamber.
+1 defense, do you think? +1 armor?
It should be +1 attack. It should be +1 attack, but I've seen a couple of people go +1 defense as well, which is a little bit interesting. We shall see. Meanwhile, Erik, he is across the map with his own links. He does see the links and the timing of the hatchery, so he knows it was a pull first opening from the TheZergLord.
This settling shouldn't do much damage, only a little bit annoying, but as soon as the queen arrives and the rest of the settling should be enough for the TheZergLord to handle even a couple of drones being pulled out.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Slowling is getting into the base, and what does he see? He hasn't seen anything yet, but he will scout the Bailey Nest.
Ooh, he saw the Bailey Nest, so... And look, as soon as Erik saw it, he's going for his own Bailey Nest, he's going for a spine at home. So he knows the TheZergLord is going to be very aggressive, and he wants to be ready for it.
Exactly. Also, very interesting decision by the TheZergLord to cancel the Evo Chamber as well and quickly switch into a Bailey Nest. Oh my god.
I love it. Because of the mind games, because he has already been scouted, the TheZergLord is going to ditch the Bailey Nest plans and go for roaches instead.
Wow. Okay. There's a lot going on here. So I 100% agree. I love the mind game play here by the TheZergLord, right? Erik is expecting Ling Bane aggression, but at the same time, Erik sees that there's no Ling Flood, so he cancels a lot of his stack defense. He was ready to just hunker down and do nothing but defend, but that's not coming here from the TheZergLord.
Hey, I'm impressed. This is like mind games over mind games over mind games. Like, there's layers upon layers of mind games in this matchup, mate.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately, Erik sees everything again.
The Lings see everything. Meanwhile, he was trying to be cheeky with this Bailey, but it was scouted by the TheZergLord. He should be able to deal with it, and we'll see what Erik's response is going to be. So he saw the Roach Warren. He knows that there's a big Roach all-in coming. He throws down his own Roach Warren.
Three more spines in minutes that are being built. By the way, Erik, he killed 6 drones with that little ring run by, which is pretty good. 29 workers for Erik, 27 for the TheZergLord. So not only is Erik economically ahead right now, he's going to have the spines ready for defense.
Exactly. It looks like they should finish up just in time. Meanwhile, this is very, very bold from Erik. He's sending his links across the map. Like, that's crazy, man. You need everything to defend. We'll see if he can with his queens and his spines.
Here comes the attack, mate. The spines are starting to defend. Nice one. I don't think the ZergLord feels very confident to attack this.
Oh, exactly. But you know what? There was no transfuse. One of the spines immediately goes down. The second one just barely stays alive. And Erik, he bought enough time, and now he's getting his own roaches.
I mean, I honestly don't think the ZergLord can break this.
Yeah, I don't think so either here.
The good thing is that behind this, he's building a tier base, so he's not going all in. But it's still kind of hard, mate. He's making a lot of sellings behind this. I do not agree with this. I think if he didn't make the sellings and instead make more drones, he could just like relax, try to out macro Erik and try to win this way. But he's going for it.
He is. He's flooding in with all of his lings. He does have 2 Ravagers, and it looks like one of the spines will just barely go down. Not enough energy for a transfuse, and maybe the ZergLord can break through.
Oh, the amount of roaches that Erik has gone down. The drones are being pulled, mate. You never want drones to be pulled.
Yeah.
That's your last line of defense.
Exactly. There's only 1 spine remaining, and it looks like the ZergLord will be able to break through here. There are a couple more roaches trickling out here for Erik, but there's not that much.
More Zerglings are trickling in, mate. Erik's starting to take a lot of damage now. More drones are going down, 9, 10 drones so far. Erik has roaches on the way, but they're trickling it little by little. You don't want to go one by one, mate.
Exactly. But you know what? Erik, he's doing a very good job. Another wave of lings comes out, and with these lings, Erik, he's holding.
I don't know, mate. More lings are coming here for the ZergLord. Nice around on the roaches.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what? All these things get cleaned up, and there's a reason why Erik almost just died. He went for a very fast lair. He's being very greedy because, mate, a spire is on the way.
Oh, let's surround the roaches. All the roaches are very low health, mate.
The banelings, they're about to finish up.
They do finish up. They make a decent connection. Oof. Okay, I think the aggression is over. And how do we look? 29 workers for Erik, 33 for the ZergLord. The big difference here, Erik already has his lair done and the spires on the way. Meanwhile, the ZergLord has a tier base, but his lair is not ready. And I believe he has not seen the spire at all. He's not suspecting of it. So if he's not careful, mate, this could end up like in game number 2.
He should suspect something because, again, the reason why he almost won the game there was because Erik wasn't producing army, because he was saving up for mutas the entire time. That's why Erik almost died. So that is a little bit suspicious. We do see, spines are on the way for the ZergLord. He doesn't know. He's thinking maybe it was for like fast roach speed or something else. Something else is going through his mind. And these mutas, they're going to go across the map, and there's not much ready for them. There's 2 queens.
I mean, hopefully does Overlord build enough time so that he can build spores and more queens to defend, but I don't know, mate. Looking hard, the metas are out.
Yeah, and you know what? They are avoiding...
and they're going the long way so that they go undetected.
Exactly, they do go undetected. The ZergLord, he just dipped in with his links. He saw that there was no third base. That's another tell. He knows he's got a Hydra Den on the way in the middle of his mineral line. Okay.
A Bailing Romby trying to do some damage, but it gets scouted pretty, and here come the Mentalist. And this is the first time that the ZergLord is going to see it.
Exactly, the Queen is going to go down. So will all the drones here at the 3rd.
Totally out of position, and the ZergLord, he's going down, mate. Another Queen goes down, the tier Queen is going down, there's no spore ready still. Nothing shuts up, mate, nothing shuts up.
Exactly. The spore finally finishes after 12 workers go down. And again, there's still these mutas are uncontested, so more overlords are being picked off. Hydras are coming out, but there's not that many of them, so you can't fight the muta cloud.
Worse, mate, even worse, he's supply block now. There was a lot of overlord kills by those Mentalist mates.
Yeah, and a couple of more are going to go down here. So the ZergLord can't even make Hydras. He's got 3 more on the way, and those are the only 3 he's going to have for quite some time. Oh my god, the Hydras have also been revealed.
More work is going down. The Hydras are finally starting to engage these Mutalists. The question is, this is enough Hydras. Plus one air attack is done now for Erik. But those Mitas are going to hit even harder.
Exactly. Meanwhile, Erik behind this, he finally throws down his own third hatchery. He's going to be able to hold on to it. The ZergLord does see the timing of it, but oh my god, the Mutas, they still just go in and they are able to take down the Spore.
Mate, this is starting to become like an Apocalypse of Mutalisk.
Yeah, and you know what? There's no Spore here because the Hydra Den was here instead. Oh no!
11 drone went down. GG. Congratulations to Erik, who moves on to the next round, and he's going to face Kelasur in the next day of play, which I think is Sunday.
I would have to double check. I believe it should be next week. This time next week.
But yeah, congratulations to Erik. But the ZergLord is not out yet. He went to the lower bracket, and we're going to see him play later next week with the winner of Mano Manolo versus Terran.
Exactly. Congratulations, Erik. Well played. Very greedy style there in the end, in game number 3. The ZergLord was almost able to break through into the natural base, but Erik was able to defend. It was really nice that he was able to pull the boys and then buffer for his roaches, make enough roaches and spines and queens to defend, and then get into those mutas. And it took a long time to scout them. There wasn't a lot of anti-air. GG.
Are you happy, Light? Are you proud of your boy? Are you gonna give him a raise?
Of course, mate. Of course, Erik. He's deserving of it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens in DreamHack. But I cannot wait for next week. Kelasur versus Erik. That's going to be an insane matchup. I cannot wait to see how that turns out when we do get to it eventually. But we're not done today. We finished up our 2 upper bracket matches, and now we are moving on to the lower brackets.
Yes, and we're going to start with a TVC Light, Mano Manolo versus Terra.